Hey guys, welcome back to So That's Gaming, and we're going to take another closer look at just the BoboVR's M2 Pro strap, and a solution I found to keep it from slipping up the back of my head. And so, right now I also have the BoboVR's F2 fan installed, but that's not what we're going to be focused on right now. We're going to be focused on the M2 Pro strap. So overall, the strap is very, very comfortable. I do notice that I get a lot less clamping force on my face, and it kind of puts it more up here, my upper forehead. And you know, adjustment for the headset itself can be adjusted with right here, this one pivot right here. It's not a lot of movement, but it's some, and so it will allow it to kind of like shift forward or shift back. And so the padding on it is adequate. I've read reports or seen other videos and read some forums and everything where people were talking about that they didn't like the padding, or the padding wasn't as adequate, it would like dig into their skin or whatever. But I believe that was their initial launch of their M2 or M1 or whichever their first Halo strap was. And so, and the battery on this, well, we'll start with the back half of this. This seems to be one of the main areas where the problem with the M2 Pro headset or head strap, Halo strap, resides. Initially, the problem with the M2 would also have the same problem where it would kind of slip up, from what people have mentioned. But the padding was, you know, kind of curved up like this. Of course, that'd be upside down. So it kind of curved around like this, you know, where the padding kind of curves across the top and then kind of has this larger pad right here. And the lower part of the pad was supposed to kind of like cradle the back of your head. Well, even though the design was well thought out, for some people, they would experience the same thing where the back would kind of slip up. And people found a very easy and simple solution to that, which is just to unvelcro that and flip it around. So instead of it cupping downward, it would cup upward. And so that bump on the back of your head, I guess it would just kind of cradle that. And it would, for most people, it would keep it from working up. Well, they've completely redesigned this. These are both Velcro, and the padding is thicker on the Pro than the original M2. I don't have the original M2, but based on everything I've read, that this padding is thicker. And that may or may not be part of the problem. Some people I've read, they have taken the padding off and just put felt there, so that there's less padding, so that it would like be more firm in the back of their head. There is a kit available that will convert the M2 Pro into the M1 Pro, which is a regular Elite strap. And it doesn't have this pivot right here, but it includes different padding for the back that's kind of like this honeycomb type padding, similar to like the purple mattress topper that's kind of a silicone. And I've heard that thing will just like stick to the back of your head because it's silicone. It's not just going to slide around. And I'm not sure why they didn't make that available for the M2 Pro, because I think that alone would have been enough to keep it from sliding around. Of course, unless you have thick hair, and it's just going to slide around on your hair. But yeah. And so, I mean, everything else about this is the same as the regular M2. It's got a good, you know, a good ratchet on here. And the battery on this, I haven't done a full testing on this, but right now I got two bars left of battery on this from when I last played. And that was probably about an hour of play. Now the headset would get down to probably 90%, 85%, somewhere in there, while I'm using the battery, just because it's not pushing out, I'm guessing, it's not pushing out the full amount of amperage that it would normally take to charge the headset while it's on. So, but it still extends the life of the headset. You know, 2 dots worth of play is not bad. So you figure you should be able to get 2 hours off of this, and then by the time this is dead, your headset should be around, depending on what you're playing, of course, between 75 and 95%, and then however long your headset normally lasts with that much battery. So overall, yeah, in my case, I would say about 3 hours for me. Now the battery makes contact with these pins in the back, and here on the bottom of it, and it sticks on with magnets. A really good, solid click. It's not going to go anywhere. I mean, now, I suppose if you jerked your head around, similar to the way these roads out here in some of these states do, since, you know, I'm a truck driver. My headset turned on. If you shook your head around enough, the way some of these potholes out here on the highway jerk and throw shit out of my cabinets, then yeah, this might come loose. But it does a pretty dang good job. Also, it charges via Type-C, and it comes with another cable. This one right here. I think this came with it. We're going to assume this came with it. It's a Type-C to Type-C cable. There you are. Come on. Focus there. So, what's nice, that this can be used to charge it and another Type-C charger. Or, in my case, while I'm playing, I can plug it into the F2 fan, and it will keep its battery going. Because this lasts for maybe about an hour. Which we'll do a video on that later on, but just not here. And so, anyways, so out of the options that were available to me to get this headset to stay on my head, I think I briefly showed off a little cardboard trick. It looked tacky as hell. And this is a part, these are 3D printed, this is a part that I shared in the previous video in the description off of Thingiverse. The person's name is like Smiley McFrown. I don't know if he came up with that username because he was trying to fix this, but yeah. Anyways, it's very well made, and depending on how good you are on your 3D printer will determine how good your results will be. It's got the nut, the bolt, and a nut that's got a knurled grip on it. Put that to the side. This part slides over. Well, this is actually originally designed to be 2 pieces, but the person who printed it for me decided it'd be better if it was printed as 1 piece. So it just slides over there. There you are. But if you look on the outside, now depending on how you're printing, this can be improved. But you see, it's got like these gears on there. And on the other half of the strap has gears right here. And so it kind of gives it a kind of a ratchet that helps keep it in position. The only problem is I wish I could keep it in the position that I like all the time, but can't do that because otherwise it won't go in the case properly. But I don't know. I mean, the gears could be a little bit deeper. Let me see if you can kind of hear it. And so basically put it on your head, try to figure out what angle is best, that's comfortable and keeps it on your head, and just tighten both these the nuts. And then you're off to the races. Now, if I remember correctly, mine was like right there, I think. There we are. And so now I can move it, but because I don't want to wear out the gear, I'm not going to pry on it to demonstrate. But you know, so that's about where I have it. Now, I wish there was a better way of aligning this, because with this, it also sets the strap lower, so it kind of goes across your ear a little bit. It's a little annoying, but you know, you get used to it. But it stays on my head, it stays comfortable, and because of the design of that halo strap and the way everything is, you don't need to have it tight and real snug. Just a quick little, you know, slightly snug, you know, not like if that makes sense. And you know, it doesn't want to flop off, it doesn't slide around all over the place. It's relatively comfortable. Occasionally I'll have to adjust it a little bit, and I'm wondering if there's some design change or that I could do to this part. Now, I don't know much about designing 3D parts for 3D printing. I think because of this, I might have to look into it a little bit. But yeah, I might have to just kind of like, well, here, it's best, I guess, if I show you. Put it on here. So after a while, sometimes the lenses are no longer in focus, and I'll have to like just kind of push this up just slightly and pull this back down. But other than that, you know, it stays in place for the most part. I mean, see, I can feel it scooted just a little bit, so I probably need to adjust it down one more notch. But overall, it works. And it slips off easy. You don't have to loosen it once you find a good spot for it. And it really just sits there. So yeah, overall, the M2 strap is great. I enjoy it. It was worth the money I spent on it. I actually didn't pay anything to have these 3D printed for me. I found a guy that, you know, reached out and was like, hey, I can help you out with that. You know, I have all these printers here at my house, and I'll be more than happy to, you know, help you out. And so, yeah, so that's the M2 Pro with battery. You know, unless you know someone that has a 3D printer, maybe hold off. Maybe your head's shaped differently. Maybe this will work out for you. But yeah, I think we're gonna record some footage and everything else to throw some VR gameplay up on the channel while using this bad boy, and of course having the fan on to keep all the lenses clear and everything. But yeah, I think it's worth it. Again, I'll put the link to the strap in the description, and as well as those parts from Thingiverse. So if you get it and you happen to know someone that has a 3D printer, it couldn't hurt, just go and print them out and give it a shot. So thanks again for watching, you guys. Be sure and click that like button, subscribe if you haven't already done so, and if you want to become part of that notification squad, be sure to click the little bell icon. That way you never miss one of my other videos. So with all that out of the way, thanks again for watching, and we'll see you in the next one. All right, take care.